Auris, so much of what you do is behind the scenes. And I love that right now, the person who's often behind the screen, behind all the content that we get to see and experience, is now going to have to come from out of the shadows and present in front of all of us. So rounding out our evening, let's give a round of applause.
Well, good evening, everybody. First of all, I want to thank you all, the Communication Arts faculty, Trey, especially also Hank, who has believed in me since day one, since I started in my undergrad, and Dr. Carbajal, she's my mentor, and she's really a friend, and she's helped me out throughout these years of my graduate studies, and I really appreciate you all and everything you do. Jaime, I also want to say thank you for sharing your story, and I admire you with all my heart. You really have touched me with this story, and I think you have all of our gratefulness and also our admiration for being so brave and telling us your story. So before I start my project, talking to you about the study I made and everything, I want to know how many of you have an Instagram account? And how many of you feel sort of a pressure of building and taking the perfect picture, and you won't give up until you have that really good picture before you post it? Okay, so I really decided to do this project focused mainly on Instagram because I had my own weight loss journey, and I decided I wanted to lose some weight, and to start with it, I needed to find ideas, and the best place to find them, I think, it's social media. And to me, Instagram is the easiest one because you just keep scrolling and see content and everything. So I looked for accounts that were very popular, that they have lost weight, that they do like fitness for a living and those kind of stuff. And I really quickly realized that the content that they shared were photos of like the perfect body, and everything was super positive. And here was me, like 60 pounds heavier, like trying to get to that point, and I was like, this is unrealistic. I'm not gonna be able to do it. So I decided to go in and look for hashtags instead of looking for accounts, and I found out that there are tons and like millions of people sharing content of different stories, different journeys, everybody's different. Everybody goes through different things in life, and their journey is different from anybody else's, and not everybody has to follow the example of these people that are successful, that they have thousands of followers. So that's the main reason why I decided to do this study, which is called Weight Loss Instagram Influence. It's a comparative analysis of the popularity of content. It's going to be realistic content versus enchanted content. And to talk about the background, just to give you an idea, we know that body image perception is affected by the things we see on Instagram, because that question I made at the beginning, asking you if you felt that pressure of getting the perfect picture, is the same thing that happens with your body. So you feel that pressure that you need to just be perfect, and you have that distorted idea of what perfect is. So we have that Instagram has a billion users, and from those billion users, they're posting content all the time, and people are seeing this content. So people react to the content depending on what they see. But do we know if it's because the picture is pretty, or because the content, that the caption of the photo says a story? So that's what we're gonna find out here. A previous study that I analyzed was talking about how the body image perception is affected by what is seen on social media. But what I am gonna contribute to all those studies by adding actually the behavior to say which kind of content is what people are looking for the most. And the purpose is really to analyze that behavior and find out what people really need to be seeing against like what people think that it's what people want to see. The significance of the study is, as I said before, I'm going to be adding to the previous studies about weight loss and about body image perception, and I'm going to just do an analysis of the content and the behavior of the users. This will help people realize what kind of content should be the one that needs to be posted. The limitations of my study was that first I took all the content from the hashtag weight loss journey. So that content, I went into the search, I just wrote the hashtag, and I took all the top posts per day. I did for 2 weeks, and I started just collecting data, keeping screenshots, and I then decided to analyze that content, likes versus comments and everything. But the thing is, that content gets refreshed about every 2 hours. So when you go back, you normally don't see all the same content all the time. So it changes constantly. The second challenge was that Instagram is getting away with the likes. So I found myself kind of hand-tied because, of course, I had all the data that I had collected, but then I'm going to do further studies on it. I'm going to do more research, but I'm not going to be able to use the same pattern that I followed to actually analyze the data. So that's the other challenge that I have. Well, previous studies found that social media actually impacts in females their body perception. When they keep seeing the images of the perfect body and what should be, like how the society says it should be, you start feeling insecure, you start feeling that you cannot get to that point, and you are not motivated to keep going. But then there's other research that found out that there are also like-minded people like you that want to do the same thing, and they will share the reality of their journey. So there's also like a support system in there. So there's a balance, and there's two sides of the story. It's just finding out what people like the most. The data collection, I took 100 posts, and I collected them, I screenshot them for 2 weeks. I did in different days. I started collecting the data because I wanted to make sure that I had different kinds of data. You know how people have like Flashback Fridays and face-to-face and body transformation Tuesdays and stuff like that. So I wanted all kinds of content. Then I divided all that data. Once I put it into the Excel sheet, I divided it into 3 categories. I did realistic journal, muscle body show off, and positive only. I put everything on the Excel sheet, I divided it, and then I analyzed everything comparing likes, comments, and also the amount of followers. These are examples of the posts that I had screenshots of. And of course, like I took screenshots, these are all public accounts. So I took screenshots. Here's a muscle body show off. She's just saying, never miss a Monday, and she's showing a video of her working out and how everything is perfect. And this girl over here, she's talking about her journey, and she's telling people, I have succeeded, I have lost X amount of pounds, but it's taking me sweat. It's being hard, it's being difficult. Some days you won't wanna do this, you won't wanna go to the gym, you won't wanna eat healthy, but it's a motivation to keep going. So that's a realistic journal one. This one is positive only. He's just talking about, this is the weight I lost, and it took me 3 months, and I'm at this weight now. So there's no actual journal in there. He's not telling the story of how it happened. He's just saying, here I am, it's good, but he's not, you can see that he's still in the process of. So findings and conclusions. What I found and what I analyzed is that 61% of the users prefer to see realistic content rather than the perfect body. And what most of the registered accounts share, like popular accounts, they're only looking for that perfect image. But what this study is showing us is that real people like you and me really want to see realistic journeys. And then from all of those posts that I captured, 83% were female. For the next part of my findings and my conclusions, I decided to choose for this presentation the top 10 of all the posts that I had. And then I sort them by likes, so I could see a comparison between the amount of followers they had and the amount of likes. So you can see that it's slightly impacted by the amount of followers that they have, because of course, if you have more followers, you're gonna have a good amount of likes, but it's not 100% effective, because you can see that there's somebody with 8,000 that have more likes than somebody that has 53,000. So it's really something that might affect. It might be probable that you'll get a lot of likes, but it doesn't state that you're gonna get more likes because you have more followers. With comments on the other hand, you can tell here that people are really looking at the content, at the caption, because people that have 100,000 followers get 478 comments in one post, and somebody that has 632,000 only got 33 comments. So what's making them want to comment? Is it because the person is famous? Is it because the photo is pretty? I believe it's the content. Can you see what category of content is the top one? Commented? Realistic journal. So they want to see real. That's all they want to see. So my next steps with this project, right now, it's some work in progress right now. So my plan is to do some more research, and then I have to modify my process, because now I'm not going to have the likes to count on. I'm going to have to go and analyze better the comments and the reactions, and I probably will add something like stories or something else that will help out. And then I'm going to compare and analyze the results with at least 3 more hashtags, because I want to have a conclusion that's based on different studies, not only one hashtag. And with this, I'm gonna also collaborate with Dr. Carbajal. We're gonna write an article together about this topic, and we are gonna keep going with our research, hopefully to publish it next year. So I just really want to thank you for your attention, for being here, for celebrating with us, all of our classmates and faculty, everybody, thank you.
Dr. Steve over here is about to start up his Instagram account. What should his first post be? That's the question.
Only in his dream.
The core of the communications theory book. Okay, join my class. I think that's it.
Awesome job. Thank you so much. What is some feedback, thoughts, and questions that you have?
I really appreciate your rigorous analysis of the data out there. I think that's really impressive and great work. Can't wait to see your publication.
Thank you so much.
I think people are really scared to talk about something as personal as weight loss, especially if it doesn't work out for you or doesn't work as planned. It can be embarrassing or a little too personal. And I just really think it's awesome how you took that and made it a really academic, data-driven thing where we can kind of dive deeper into what everyone else is thinking, and that makes hopefully people feel a little bit more comfortable about things like that. So
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, stay on up, because I'm going to invite all